Biden has had a busy month on the world stage, but frankly, it's been a little hard to watch at times. Last week, we saw our president stumble at the NATO summit in Lithuania and skipping an important dinner with world leaders to get some extra sleep. And then he confused Iceland with Ireland while speaking at a joint news conference.
Frederickson of Denmark and the Minister of Koma, the daughter of Ireland. You can tell that's a Freudian slip. I'm thinking of home. The daughter of Iceland.
Teach him the meaning of Freudian, would you? Moments later, President Biden snapped at a reporter from Finland.
Hearing this answer that no one can guarantee a future, are you worried that the political instability in the U.S. will cause issues in the alliance in the future?
Let me be clear. I didn't say we didn't guarantee it. We couldn't guarantee the future. You can't tell me whether you're going to be able to go home tonight. No one can be sure what they're going to do.
Bizarre. Yesterday, the president sat down with Israeli President Isaac Herzog in the Oval Office. It was an important meeting. It was a make-good of sorts after the president called his nation extremists. He had to apologize. He also called Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, clean up on aisle 7. But during that Oval Office moment, our 80-year-old leader, and God bless the octogenarian, was spotted using note cards to get through the meeting, a meeting that was really just a hello, welcome. He struggled to pronounce the names of several major cities in the Middle East, and then some of it was just incoherent.
We brought Israelis and Palestinians together at a political level, and Accra and Al-Sham.
You know what, Kaylee? It isn't funny. And I tweeted out yesterday that someone needs to check on our president right now, seriously. And I meant it. I'm not a doctor. I am a loved one of someone who I wouldn't want to see in that position. He's tired, I guess. I don't know. But we needed to make good with our strongest ally in the Middle East yesterday. And he was incoherent for sections of it, and it's 15 minutes long. People can go watch it.
I mean, I don't know if our producers can pop that up again. It's astonishing to watch him sit across from an ally, Israeli president. I mean, look at this. Do you think he does this with Xi? Does he do this with Putin? What do they think when he does it? And the only reason he's able to get away with things like that are because people like the New York Times cover for him. You know, in June, some who accompany him overseas express astonishment at his ability to keep up. Does this look like a guy who you're astonished at his ability to keep up? And they talk about him pushing Italy's prime minister. No, this looks like someone who is woefully behind. The frailty you are watching there, the nibbling of a child that happened yesterday. I just had to ask myself, does anyone in America think it is a good idea to give this guy 4 more years? I mean, this is what you're voting for. How is this good?
You know, Leslie, you and I have talked brass tacks about your party, about both parties. What is your take? Answer Kaylee's question there.
Well, first of all, I've seen presidents, Democrat, Republican, whether they're near 80 or whether they're closer to 50, that have made mistakes. Make mistakes as to where they're going, where they are, names of vegetables, names of cities or towns, and I've seen that. You know, as not just a Democrat, but as a voter, I really don't look at whether they're using note cards or teleprompters, whether they, misspeak, because I certainly am not a perfect human being and not in a position to judge anybody else.
You do hours of radio a day? But you're amazing. Stop.
Also not the president.
Also not the president.
Guys, I inhaled and have way too many skeletons in my closet. I will never be president. I can guarantee you that. But for me, what I care about is policy, and I care about what has been done, and what I heard Herzog say before and after President Biden spoke was awesome to me as an American with regard to Israel as an ally, and it remains to be one of our strongest allies. We heard that from Herzog's lips himself.
Douglas.
I've suggested some Republicans of late they have to be careful not to overstate the president's incapacity, because whenever we criticize him, do it too much, he can turn up and do a reasonably okay job. And that's because expectations have become so low that the president just getting onto the stage and making it to the lectern is seen as being a triumph. So I do think the Republicans have to be really careful not to overstate the case. And I've been saying this for a long time. And yet, you see something like this yesterday, and you think it's hard to overstate it. He looked at one point in that as he looked deep in prayer almost. I mean, they're sort of mumbling into his lap with his hands together.
Or napping.
It's really terrible. And it's terrible, as you say, for America on the world stage, because other world leaders look at this and they do not, I'm sorry, they do not see strength.
Look, I look at us putting assets to, you know, posture against what Iran wants to do to us right now and has always wanted to do to us. We're not living in that area. Israel is on that side of the world. And you never want a moment, coupled with Pramila Jayapal, the far left congresswoman who, you know, didn't just say hateful words, but called them racist in Israel.
Of all
I mean,
countries.
Within a 48-hour period, you needed a make good from this president that covered everybody.
You've got to show them that we in America have their back.
You've got to show them that you can have somebody's
their world
back.
leader clean it up is not an excuse for him sitting there mumbling through. And it's one thing to have a note card. It's another thing to read directly from the note card and not have a real understanding of what happened. And it seems to me that he doesn't have an understanding. Someone has written it out for him, and it's very concerning. We hired him. We honor the president, but we hired him. He's not doing the job.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.